Let's move to the introduction of the assessment of English language learners. Assessment is considered to be a key to gauge a learner's success in a language program. Therefore, it also comments on the success or progress of a language program itself. Assessment, evaluation, or testing are considered to be key areas of an ELT program. And all those institutions who run these programs manage to have their students' assessment or evaluation through different modes. We'll talk about those modes today. In ELT, assessment primarily focuses on what a student knows about language and what he can do about that language. That means how effectively he could employ that language for his own academic or social use. Assessment data not only affects students' advancement, placement, or grades in language classroom, but it also affects their teachers' instructional strategies, because many teachers in the world, they devise their own instructional or teaching strategies based on their students' results and assessments. And many language teaching programs, they are revised because of different results of the students. The assessment of language skills may focus sometimes on one skill, or it may also involve other skills, or sometimes even 4 integrated skills, depending on the situation and target of the learning. Scores are given to the students in such assessments based on their knowledge and use of the language. Some of the popular kinds of assessment include formal and informal assessment, formative and summative assessment, criterion reference assessment, referenced assessment, traditional and alternative assessment, and computer-based assessment. Tests are some popular forms of assessment. There are certain principles of devising a test which are used in ELT sectors. One of these principles is practicality. A test should be practical in terms of its cost and time. That means that it should be manageable within a certain time period and should not involve more money than a language program can afford. It should be reliable. That means it should be consistent with its results and dependable if tried on different situations with the same students. In the last, they should be valid. There should be consensus among experts in the field that these tests are measuring the same thing for which they were aimed. Test washback effect is also very important. What kind of effect do they generate on the learners? Sometimes tests may have a negative motivational impact on the learners, and students, if they do not get enough scores, they may be disheartened to learn language in future, or in other words, they may be demotivated to carry on with learning a certain language, especially a second or foreign language. Test needs to be standardized in a certain way, and for this purpose, experts have devised different principles as well. Usually tests, and especially norm reference tests, put learners or test takers on a continuum based on scores and therefore grade them as good or bad learners in different ways by using different terminology. Some of the popular examples of standardized tests include SAT, which is a very popular test and stands for Scholastic Aptitude Test, GRE, which means Graduate Record Examination, or GMAT, graduate management admission test. Some of the standardized tests which are conducted in Pakistan include MCAT, that stands for Medical College Admission Test, or ECAT, that stands for Engineering College Admission Test. In the sphere of English language proficiency, some popular tests are TOEFL, that stands for Teaching of English as a Foreign Language, or Test of English as a Foreign Language. Then TOEIC, that stands for Test of English as an International Communication. Then IELTS, which is another popular test, and it stands for International English Language Testing System. These are the tests which are used throughout the world for the entry requirements into different higher education programs in different world-class universities as well.